Welcome to this discussion about Small Business Week, and I'm joined today by Catherine Ellis, who is the founder of the Central School of Massage right here in Leamington Spa. Catherine, welcome.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
Tell me all about Small Business Week. What is it?
So it's a week where we get to celebrate small businesses in the UK. So often all the big businesses take most of the airtime, if you like, in the media and what people are talking about. And we all know our big businesses, but actually the small and medium-sized businesses in this country make up over half of the UK economy, and I think people often forget about that.
And why was it important for you to get involved in Small Business Week?
Well, there's a couple of reasons. One, obviously, because I am a small business, and actually it's just really important to try and highlight that and to get some kind of local community going on where other people can know about me and my company. But also I'm training other people how to run businesses, their own small businesses. So it's important to bring attention to those people as well and their therapy practice.
So your business is the Central School of Massage. Tell me a little bit about it. How did it all get started, and when did it get started?
It's actually been going for quite a long time now. And I started as a massage therapist. Well, I dabbled in it in 2004 and did it properly in 2007. So that's when I set myself up as my own small business as a sole trader. And I started teaching about 2 years later, so really quickly after I'd been a massage therapist. And that really came about because my yoga teacher really wanted me to teach on his yoga teacher training course. I think he probably saw my passion for massage and particularly the style of massage that I was doing at the time and still doing. And it's probably what I've become sort of a specialist in. And that's Thai massage. And it's so closely aligned to yoga that he wanted his yoga teacher trainers to actually get used to handling people and touching people and being able to help adjust. And I also taught anatomy on his course as well because I just loved anatomy and was so interested in everything to do with how the body works.
And I mean, there are a lot of massage training courses, a lot of massage training schools out there. What makes your school, Central School of Massage, different?
Well, it's still a small school, and I really believe in that as being a sort of a really fundamental principle of good teaching, but also a great atmosphere to learn. So I know a lot of people will go and learn how to do massage, and they might be in a group of 15, 20, even 30 people. And it's very hard for the teacher to see what's going on in that kind of environment, and also for the student to really feel like they're getting enough attention and they're actually getting to do it properly. So I wanted to keep it small. I didn't want to go too big, but I wanted to bring it a sort of professionalism to the discipline as well. I mean, I get asked a lot by either old students or just people who are massage therapists. They're looking at maybe learning to teach themselves. And having a school, the teaching is just part of it because you obviously have to get the accreditation. There's actually quite a lot of paperwork and structure to it as well. And it's really important for me, I think, to not just teach people how to do massage, but teach them how to have a massage business where they can work 20, 30, 40 years, if depending on when they start. But this isn't something that you might only do for a year or two. You can do, obviously, but I'm much more interested in getting people to have great techniques so that they've got a long-lasting career in it.
And who are the kind of people that come and train with you? Who goes on the courses?
Well, it's interesting because to start off with, I would say that most of the people that came on the courses were people like I was when I first started learning how to massage. And that is typically someone who's in their mid to late 30s, probably who've got little kids or are thinking about having children. And sometimes, if you get pregnant and you've got maybe quite a fancy career, and you suddenly start to look at how do the logistics work for you bringing up kids and also working. And you start to realise that's actually incredibly difficult. Time more than anything else. And so people are starting to look at maybe doing something else and something that would fit around their childcare. So that's the sort of people that predominantly did my course to start off with, and I have a lot of people who are still like that. But more and more I'm getting people who are actually more like me now, so older, and people who have come to or coming towards the end of their career in an office-based job, say, and they're looking to do something that's kind of more meaningful, maybe more giving more contribution to society, making other people feel good. So I've got that element as well. And then I've got other people straight out of university, which is very interesting at this, particularly at this time when you've got people who are leaving university with degrees, and especially things like sports therapy or physiotherapy, anything sort of related to health sort of subjects. They're starting to look for jobs, and it's not that easy. And actually, it's still a growing business, the massage therapy world, and you can still build a business relatively easily.
And what about any kind of myths or misconceptions that are out there about being a massage therapist? What are the main ones that you come across?
I would say that the biggest myth for most people is that it's going to be too hard to do, too physically hard to do, and they're not going to be able to do it. And I think it is true that if you don't have particularly good teaching that focuses on technique and how to use your own body and how to use your weight and to be clever with forearms and elbows and feet and knees and shoulders, and it's not just our hands. And I think that's the biggest barrier, if you like. And I know that a lot of people will have a conversation with me, and they're very worried about whether they can physically do it. And I know that there are also therapists out there who maybe haven't been taught the best techniques, and so they are starting to hurt, particularly their thumbs, which they're overusing, or their backs or their shoulders. And so it's kind of getting people, if they've been doing it for a while, is to getting them back to basics. And how do we get people to actually do this properly in a way that's relatively easy to do?
Coming back to where we started, Small Business Week, are you doing any kind of special offers for Small Business Week?
I am indeed. Yeah, I'm very passionate about Thai massage, and a lot of people don't know what it is, or maybe sometimes you get therapists or yoga teachers or even personal trainers thinking about doing it. And I have created 3 different levels of massage training that are video only courses, and it's really weird because actually this is quite a straightforward form of massage to learn on video, far more than sports or Swedish or other similar kind of massage disciplines. And yeah, I know there are online courses out there, but those are very difficult to learn just online. However, with Thai massage, because the movements are quite big and it's like a choreographed dance, if you like, it's actually very easy to learn this online. And then, if you're not interested, if you aren't sure whether it's right for you, you can try the online course, and especially the level 1 is pretty cheap, and just see if it's the sort of thing for you. So I'm, for this week, doing 50% off all 3 of my online courses. So it's level 1, level 2 and level 3. And the level 1 is an introduction, just give it a go. And so you can buy that for only £19. So it's really not that much money.
And if someone was thinking about maybe getting into massage, but they were kind of not sure, sitting on the fence, what would you say to them?
Do you know, I think the best thing to do is to have a conversation. Because I sometimes do participate on online forums, not very often, but when I do, I always think it's really important. There's a lot of people giving advice out there, and I think it's really important, if this is something you're thinking about doing, you need to actually ask people and really grill them on what you'll be learning, how you'll be learning, what sort of benefit they might get. So the only way to do that is through a conversation. And sometimes it's scary phoning somebody up because you think you're going to get the hard sell, and there's no question that if you phone up some very slick organisations, you will get a hard sell, that's for sure. But I'm just interested in helping people make that decision. I don't want you doing my course if you're not really interested in it. I want people who are passionate and enthusiastic. So it's important that you make the right decision for you, because there's no point doing it under duress. So have the conversation. And I always say to people, have the conversation with me if you want. But because, it's a people business, massage. So you've got to like the teacher, and not everybody likes everybody else, So some people warm to certain people and others don't. And that's completely fine. So that's one way of doing it. But also find out what the previous students thought, because at the end of the day, they're the ones that are going to tell you the truth. They're the ones that are going to be able to tell you what it's really like. So, if it was through my school, I would say, I can very happily give you names and numbers, or you can just Google and you'll find people who have trained with me, and you can ask them.
So if someone wants to know more about the courses and the special offers that are on this week, where do they go?
So because these special offers are actually on my online courses, there's a separate website for that, and that's courses.centralschoolmassage.com. And on there you'll see the special offers for the online Thai massage courses.